So what we have here is a Matrice 600 drone. The key to this system is we've got a very high resolution camera. It's a off-the-shelf camera. The other thing that happens is that there's a lens that follows the drone as it goes across, which makes it feel like it's a still picture, which takes the blurriness out of the picture. The goal out of all this is what we really want to be able to do is use this as a scouting tool. We're moving beyond the seeing a whole field. We're looking at, depending on what we're looking for example, when we do plant stand counts, we're looking at about a 10 or 15 foot square, and we take samples of the field. And so that gives us real high resolution so we can count every single corn plant. And then we use interpolation methods to take that back across the whole field. Whereas if we were trying to do a whole field, stitch it all together, the amount of data is required is immense, and we can't get that resolution to truly count corn plants. So that's one thing we do. Same thing with, so when we get into the next step, it's weeds. And with weeds, we want to be able to count the weeds. We also want to be able to identify the weeds. So we need that high resolution, which this camera gives us, so that when we go into a field, for example, we know that it's giant ragweed, we know that it's water hemp, and we also know exactly how many of those weeds are there. Same thing, we take that back, the software identifies all this, and the real power to all this is the software. It's the machine learning, the AI. The images are there to capture the information, the software identifies it. The drone really is the third leg of this, and really what we're after with the drone is we want an efficient tool that we can take across these fields, and we can be above it so we don't have to worry about walking it, so it makes us much more efficient. So through all this process, what we want out of this is season-long scouting. We start in the spring, and we're going to do plant stands, weed identification. We come back about every 14 days, and then we continue with weed identifications for post-herbicide applications. And then after that, we're going to start getting into insects that we start to see. And so we'll go through the insect process, continue with weeds, and then it usually continues with insects and then in diseases. And right now we're wrapping up where we're actually counting the tassels to get us a final stand in the cornfields. And the soybeans, we're looking at insects and diseases. So it's season long. The system is designed to be a scout. So our agronomists, what used to be where they would have to scout every field every time, they'll scout. Our goal is, we're not quite there yet, is to be able to scout about 10% of the acres. And we let this system do all the heavy lifting. The other key to this is it gives us actionable data. So a lot of what we've looked at with things like NDVI imagery and so forth, it gives us a picture, but it doesn't really tell us what's going on. We still have to go back to the field, and we still have to identify why that spot looks bad. With this, with every image, it's giving us what it is and how much of it is there. And that just is huge. So we can start to layer that in. So when, for example, we can say, what is the hybrid? What is the disease pressure? And that helps us to make better hybrid selections in the future. So that's what we're doing with our system here is what we call high density or HD scouting.